Good morning. Here we go. What's up? What's up, Rita? What's up, Mikla? What's up, Lana? Jess, hello. Bonita, Vanessa, Ethel, good to see you on here. Sina, Mandy, Francis, hello. Kaylin, Lisa, Rosalina, great to see you on here. Nash, Rangi Moore, Sue, Sajida, great to see you on here. Good morning. So I'm on both Instagram and Facebook. So if I'm looking at you or not looking at you, now you know what's up. So once a week, I do a quick podcast, but normally my podcasts are me interviewing people and I talk about their story. But now I'm slowly transitioning into going deeper into certain subjects that I think we need to talk about because times are changing, things are getting more intense, and my goal is to help you step into your God assignment, right? So I'm watching people from all around the world now start to think about how to navigate what's happening in the world. Things are probably going a little weird in your country. They are going a bit crazy in my country. But at the same time, I know that God is doing something and I want to help as many people step into their assignment in this time. So I'm Joseph Wilson. I live in Auckland, New Zealand, happily married with 3 beautiful daughters. I'm watching so many believers get sucked into the noise. And I'm watching believers not understand the abundant life. And so I just want to help you not get sucked into that stuff. So today we're talking about how to find your calling, the simplicity of finding your calling. And as we go through this, I just want to keep this short so that we don't go too long. But I also want to bring this awareness that even though right now things are happening in the world, God has something for you. So God is not surprised that you are on the planet in 2022. God is not surprised that your prime minister might be making some decisions. Your president might be making some decisions. God is not surprised that the media is doing certain things and people are doing certain things. Nothing is shocking God or surprising him. You need to understand that, okay? God's not sitting there freaking out. Heaven is not freaking out. Right? There is a plan. There is a purpose. You are here for a reason. So what needs to happen is in this time, you need to start asking questions like, God, why have you got me here? Why have you got me in this nation? Why did you put me in this place? What is the assignment? What is the purpose? If you don't ask these questions, you're going to get sucked into things and keep wondering where God is and why God is not doing certain things. God is not moving to your plans and your timeline. So you need to understand what I'm saying, okay? So that's what we're doing. Find your calling. It's massive. This is a very important subject because most people have settled for Christianity and they've settled for, I'll go to church, I'll do some Bible reading, I'll do some of that stuff. Maybe I'll pray with 100 people or 1,000 people and that's my job. But it's not. You cannot separate your life. All right. Every one of these podcasts, I talk about how in the kingdom, everything is included. So you can't have a spiritual life on a Sunday or a Wednesday and then have this other life in between. It's all one. And in this time, God is looking for his children to step into their assignment. All right. Let me set this thing up quickly. Put that there. So let's go into that. So number 1, why? Why is it important? It's 2 Peter chapter 1:10, okay? 2 Peter chapter 1, verse 10. Therefore, brethren, be even more diligent. All right, this is New King James. All right, so therefore, brothers, sisters, be even more diligent to make your call and election sure. For if you do these things, you will never stumble. Do you know how many people we have seen? How many people have you seen stumble and keep stumbling and keep stumbling? They want to walk with God. They pray, they love Jesus, they love all that kind of stuff, but they don't understand God in their life. They keep stumbling. Are you one that keeps stumbling? The chances are you're stumbling because you've never taken the time to make your call and election sure. Why are you here? So many people think that this question is irrelevant, or they think that magically things are going to happen. So number 1, why do you need to know your calling? It's going to save you from stumbling. If you are someone that God has called on this side to influence people in this way, but you are chasing this side to try and do these things, do you understand? It's always going to be frustrating for you. You're never going to have the clarity. You're going to get mad. You're going to wonder why things aren't working because you're not in alignment. Psalm 139 says that there are days written in the book, in your book. There is a scroll with your life in it. So when you come in alignment with God's plans, man, there is a flow. It is fun. It's exciting. But if you chase the things that the world has told you to chase, and now let me clarify this, because religion has ruined a lot of this. Okay, so when I say chasing the things the world is calling you to chase, some of you are chasing church things. Some of you are chasing churchy things. Like you think meeting on a Sunday in a building is the high calling. No, it's not. It is not. You have a call and an election, and you need to be spending time to make sure you know what you're called to do. Are you with me? Now, I'm trying to keep this short, so I'm not going too deep. If you want to go deeper, jump into one of our communities. All right. So first steps.
Hey guys, I just want to tell you about our Royal Hybrids group coaching program. Over a year ago, the Lord started speaking to me about a group of people, a tribe that would only get their value, their affirmation, that would only get their identity from who they are in God and nothing else. And from that place, they were going to do great things on the earth. In the last year, we have seen a whole bunch of people jump into our program, solidify themselves in their identity with God, and from that place start to engage their purpose. Fuse Life talks about the 6 trees: your spirit, your soul, your body, and then your relationships, your finances, and your purpose. We have seen a whole bunch of people come through this, get solidified in who they are, and then begin their own projects, whether it's a teen mums project, whether it's a coaching, counseling business, or a painting business, publishing your children's book, publishing a puzzle book. We have seen people do all of these kind of things, and we just know that this is just the beginning. So you want to go to www.fusebornformore.com/Royal Hybrids, or just click the link in the caption and make sure to check out what we are doing. We would love to have you as part of our tribe. Now, back to the podcast.
So first steps, we must break religious mindsets. Just because you can sing doesn't mean you're going to be a worship leader or you're supposed to be a worship leader. Just because you can talk or speak doesn't mean you're a preacher or you're called to be one. Just because you can lead doesn't mean you're supposed to be a pastor. So we need to break our religious mindsets, because most people think of their calling in a churchy way. I've seen people who are never supposed to be pastors, pastor churches, and they don't have the equipment for it because they're not designed to be a pastor. And so what happens when you step in a position that you're not equipped for? You can't fulfill it. And so I've seen people who are pastors, but they're not supposed to be, but they take the position, they're not happy, the congregation's not happy, nobody's growing, but they think that, oh, well, God's going to call me. No, you're going to have to break out of your religious mindset. So many people come into walking with God and automatically think that their calling has to look a certain way. In my last 2-3 years of helping people explore their purpose, I have met many people that have a very covert calling. They have a kingdom calling, not a churchy calling. So they have tribes of people that they influence, and they are speaking into their lives, and they're speaking kingdom truths into their life. Jesus never ran around with a churchy Christianity agenda. You won't find that in the Gospels. If you read Matthew, Mark, Luke, John for yourself, you will see Jesus never did what most of us have seen happen. He went about his Father's business. He stepped into his assignment, and it looked very different. You need to break your religious mindset. Some of you are so frustrated because you've been looking for your calling in the wrong place. In 2022, God is giving people specific positioning, specific platforms, specific places for a specific influence. The kingdom, and maybe you've never understood the kingdom, I recommend that you get a book called Rediscovering the Kingdom by Miles Monroe, and you start learning what the kingdom is. Jesus came to usher in a new kingdom. He didn't come to make Christians. When you read this book, it might blow some of your paradigms open, but you will know how to walk in 2022. If you are stuck in a religious mindset, it's very hard for you to step into your calling. Your calling. Now, let me tell you some things about your divine design. God has divinely designed you for something. Every person, every one of you that's listening to me here on Instagram, here on Facebook, God divinely designed you for something. And if you aren't free to explore that, you will keep searching for it in the context of how does this fit in with religion and Christianity and church, and you might miss it. Today, there are people that are in my capital, in the capital of my nation right now, protesting and trying to get the government to change some things. But can I tell you that God had probably designed some people to be in that government, kingdom believing, Jesus following normal people, right? Normal people, not religious nuts, normal people to be in that government right now, but they're not there. Do you know why they're not there? Because they never took time to find their calling. Instead, they chose to be a pastor, they chose to be a preacher, and they chose to go and do something they weren't designed to do. God has designed you for something specific. So let me break some of your paradigms, and this might offend some of you, but one of the things that's happened in my nation is that they've taken from Parliament prayer, they took the name Jesus out. They took the word Jesus out of Parliament prayer. And all these Christians started to fight about it. Like, oh, how can you take Jesus out of the prayer? Da, 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 da. Like as if somebody's lips, having Jesus on their lips is going to change anything. This is the problem with religion. Like we have people that want to go fight to tell Parliament they should put Jesus, the name Jesus, in a prayer, like as if the lip service is going to change anything. How many of you understand when Jesus came, he said, it's not what comes out of your lips, it's not what you do with your hands, it's what's in your heart. So even if I make everyone in Parliament say the prayer and say the name Jesus, do you think that they have Jesus in their heart? No, they don't. And this is the saddest part of what's going on, is people are having fights for religious thinking. Religious thinking. You think God doesn't know that the enemy has an agenda right now? You think God is shocked? Like God is surprised? Like things that, no, God is not. You think God is shocked that Satanism is becoming normal and the lawlessness is going crazy? No, he's not. So then what is God doing? Exactly. Most people who don't understand kingdom don't even know what God is doing. They're busy trying to fight fights that they're not equipped for. So some people are called to go and, fight for these mandates, whatever, put their face out there, raise issues, raise awareness. But there are many people right now who are fighting out of fear. What is the fear? Oh, the fear is the government's going to take my stuff, or everything's going bad. Where is God? Well, I don't know where God is, but I better fight for my fear. Really? And their real faith, their real heart is being revealed. So why are we talking about this? I'm talking about this because your calling is so specific. If you understand kingdom, you can step into it and it's more fun. It's more fun, but some of your understanding of the world has to change. All right, I'm trying to keep this short. So religious people, they separate everything. They have a religious idea of God and church, and you must say the right things and do the right things. They don't care about the heart, and they don't care about their life. They just want the appearance. That's religion. Kingdom understands that God lives in your heart, and he's in everything that you do, from how you look after your marriage, how you love your children, how you talk to the stranger, in everything, how you run your business, how you do your social media stuff, everything. God is in all of it. How you honor your body, how you look after your soul, God is in all of it, right? So religion separates. Kingdom understands it's all underneath. So you need to take some time to understand kingdom. Second steps, and this is the most important part that people don't do. Even some of you that have been walking with me for a while, you don't take time to do this, and it's time for you to grow up. You need to grow up. Oh, Joseph, you sound a bit harsh. No, man. Listen, we're 2022. Things are going crazy. I need you on the field. I need you on the field. Every other kingdom believer needs you on the field. Do you understand that walking with God, this whole kingdom thing, it's a family thing. It's a team sport. It's not an individual sport. I need you in your assignment. We need you. The body needs you in your assignment. So I need you to grow up. You need to grow up. The way you grow up is starting to live this out, to practice this and move this out. Now, most churches have become an early childcare center where they have a teacher and the teacher is looking after kids. The kids do some activity, but nobody grows up. You understand growing up? Maturity, looking like Jesus, sounding like Jesus, walking like Jesus, fulfill your assignment. That is maturity. We need to grow up. I need you to grow up. So here's the number one thing you need to do. Take time out. Social media, Netflix, problems in the world, the news is all sucking you in and stopping you from taking time out. I need you to take time out as soon as possible. So what do I mean by that? Go away somewhere. Go and be alone somewhere. Take a journal, take a pen. You got God with you. Go away for 3, 4, 5 days and just pray. Put your phone away. What is prayer? It's talking to God, okay? Prayer is not some religious, crazy duty you have to do in the corner of a room looking a certain way. No. Just go talk to God and ask him, why did you put me here? Why am I here? Why do I have a passion for sex trafficking? Why do I have a passion for injustice? Why do I have a passion for breaking religion? Why do I have a passion for women? Why do I have a passion for men? Why do I have a passion for marriage, for family? Why do I have a passion for finances? Why am I so good at accounting? Ask God these questions. Put the phone away. Take some time out. If you want to step into your calling, you're going to need this. You're going to need this. Now, if you have a full-time job, before you go to work and after you come home from work, do your family duties, whatever, but take an hour away, 2 hours away every day. Just chill. Sit down with your journal. Talk to God. Let him speak to you about your assignment. If you don't come into your assignment, no matter what you do on this planet, when your time here is done, you will know. You will know, man, I didn't do my assignment. And I'm watching people who should be in doing some kind of creative design. I remember meeting a pastor and I asked him, what's your passion? And he was like, creative design. And he came alive. And he told me how he had a business and he was helping all these companies and he was taking the kingdom into the world. And then I asked him, well, what about being a pastor? And his face changed. He actually was not equipped to be a pastor, didn't want to be a pastor, but thought he had to be one because of religious programming. You know what happens when you step in your assignment? You were good at it and people love you for it and you have the equipment for it and you're excited about it. But you know what happens when you step into something that religion has told you to do? It sucks. It sucks. So I need you to understand, break out of religion, come into the kingdom, understand the kingdom, and take time out. So some of the things that have happened is when people take time out, suddenly after 2 days, 3 days, they start getting a download. Some people have gotten invention ideas of building something, creating something, solving a problem in the world. Some people have suddenly realized that they have this music ability and it's not to be a worship leader, it's to release an album that's going to go into people's houses. Do you know that Jesus said go? He didn't say come. He didn't say invite people to your building. No, he said go. Do you know Apostle John talks about how we're in the world. We're not of the world, but we're in the world. Religion and church tells you to run away from the world, right? Because that's how much your faith is. That's how much our faith. No. We're called to run into the world. You get to choose whether you're being influenced or you influence, right? So I'm trying to keep this short. Stay with me. That's why it's like a but hopefully you're following what I'm saying. I've seen so many people choose a calling, not take the calling that they were designed for. So take the time out. Some of you have books inside you. Some of you have podcasts, YouTube channels. Some of you have politics inside you, education. There's a whole new education system inside a lot of believers that needs to come out now. Some of you have an understanding of medicine, natural medicine, holistic health. All of this needs to start coming out. It cannot come out if you don't take time out. You need to take time out. Now, another reason that people don't step in their calling, they're scared. I remember when I began this conversation where I started to call Christians out and ask them, hey, what has God called you to do? And pastors didn't like it. I mean, some of you might be pastors listening to me and you don't like what I'm saying because I don't feed your narrative, right? But I've seen so many powerful children of God sitting on the sideline in a church trying to wait for a leadership position, like as if another man controls your calling. And so we get scared of other people's opinion. Can I tell you, when you take time out and you spend time with God and you're right with the creator of the universe, how can any other person scare you? How can any other human scare you? Some of you that are scared of people's opinion, it's because you haven't spent enough time knowing his opinion. When you know his opinion, you don't have time for their opinion. Do you understand? Like, I got no time for another man's opinion, another man's feelings when it doesn't line up with my Father and when it doesn't line up with the word. Some of you guys that are scared, it is time for you to spend more time in his opinion and rewrite so that you stop caring about their opinion. You understand? Religion must go off your head. Break religion off your head. 2022, we need you. 2022, we need you. There are some of you that are called to the virtual reality space. Some of you that are called to the video game, the gaming space. We're believers in there. We run away from all these spaces and we run away from our unique expression. Are you getting what I'm saying? We're called to lots of these things. It is your time. It is your time. Let's go. We need to move. All right. Last thing, you need to read the clues. Read your clues. What do you love? What do you love? What do you think about all the time? That is a clue towards your passion, your divine design, towards what God called you to be. What do you hate? That is another clue. If there are some things that annoy you or anger you because you see it in the world, you are called to solve it. What are you going to do about it? Right? Number 3, what do you see in the world that the world really needs? You got to read the clues, man. The clues are in you. There are some things that you do all day, every day that you're excited about, right? But you never realize God made you for that. God created you for that. What excites you, right? Number 4, what did you want to do as a kid? What are some patterns in your life that you keep coming back to? You don't need to separate this from your call of God. It is probably a very big clue towards what you were designed to do. Are you going to step into it? 2022, we need you. You need to take some time out to go and find your calling. Otherwise, you're just going to be playing tiddlywinks when this life is done and you meet Jesus. Because I know you love Jesus. I know you're saved. But when you meet him, and then you go, oh, what was I doing on the planet? Yeah, you're going to be left going, what was I doing on the planet? I played a Sunday game. I played a Wednesday home group game. I did some worship thing. Like, do you know worship is not just music? Music is an expression of worship. Music is not worship. Worship is a posture of your heart. It's a way that you live. It's much deeper than music. We've reduced it to all these kind of games. And my prayer is that when you finish on this planet, you don't meet him and go, man, I played the game well, but I didn't fulfill my calling. You have been divinely designed for this time. And I want to encourage you, some of you, that it's time for you to grow up. Take some time out this week. Go away. Take the weekend away with God and ask him, what did you create me for? It's time for you to write that book. Now, in the last 2-3 years, I've coached many people into their assignment, and they've written books and started movements and changed people's lives. Do you know how crazy it is when somebody messages you and says, I was going to kill myself, but I didn't because of what you did? Do you know how many people are waiting for you? How many people are waiting for you? So many people waiting for you. All right. Now, I'm trying to keep this short. There's so much more to say on the subject. If you want to go deeper, connect with me. I have a link in the bio on Instagram, link in the caption where you can get free training on purpose. Go click that, get in there, start moving. I'm going to end with this, okay? I know a lot of people that have read books, they've listened to sermons, they go to church every Sunday, they've done all that stuff. But in their personal life, nothing is moving because they're still stuck, okay? Training versus learning. I'm calling you to train. Train means you're going to take action. You're going to grow. You're going to mature. Learning means you're going to puff up, but it doesn't mean something's going to change in your life. You can be learning for your whole life, right? Whole life. Like Timothy talks about forever learning and never coming to the knowledge of truth, never coming to that place. You could be learning. I'm not talking about learning. I'm talking about training. Some of you know that I'm speaking to you right now. It's your time. 2022. We need you. Stop playing the religious game. You don't need to learn anymore. It's time for you to start doing with what you already have. So I'm inviting you, come deeper on our journey, right? Take the free training, but start moving. Take time out this week. Take time out this week, okay? Father, I thank you for everyone that's listening to me. I thank you for your divine power that is given to us, all things pertaining to life and godliness. I speak a blessing over every person, and I pray that they will start to train and they will step into their God assignment from this day forth. In your name we pray. Amen. Love you guys. I'll see you next week. Bless you.
Faith and patience. Faith and patience. Patience means allow it to happen. Stay the same. Stay persistent. Keep going. Faith, know that it can happen at any moment. Get excited because it can happen at any moment. You are so close. Don't quit now. Keep pushing. You got this.